Biker news you can use. Biker news, biker views from the biker side of things, especially when it concerns motorcycle clubs. I'm Black Dragon, your host. Let's see. A few things today that are going to be kind of cool. We're going to be looking at a Japanese motorcycle gang, biker gang in Japan. Interesting. Country, checking that out. Also, I think we're going to hear from the guy who got attacked in India, and of course in NSW Australia, they just picked up 29 biker gang members, and also organized crime and international drug rings or something. We'll be taking a look at that. Also, we're going to be looking at the Forest Park shooting some more. We're going to look at the 8-minute video that the new police chief, I say new, he's only been there about a year, has done. What are the police not saying in the shooting? We know that the set here in Atlanta, Georgia is cold, frosty out there. A lot of folks ain't doing nothing. This is having repercussions in the motorcycle club world outside of Georgia as well. It looks like one of our guys in New York that was getting ready to put on a big thing for kids is being told that he might not be able to do that because he's with a motorcycle club. These are the fallout things that happen. I want to thank Major Hog League Sea Rider for this shirt. I might have to take it off because it's got green in it, and it's looking crazy on the green screen, like you're not supposed to see. That's what happens when you wear green. So it's not green looking, but I guess it has some green tinge in it. I might have to take off my Major Hog League shirt, but he makes the best shirts in the world, bro. And Sea Rider, he's got a show. We'll be telling you guys about his new show. You guys got to go check out Sea Rider, Major Hog League. Chris, cool dude, man. Really cool dude. So we'll be back in 1 minute and 7 seconds. Hey, listen, continue. Think about getting our channel memberships, man. Just go to the channel. And now a lot of you guys have already subscribed, and we appreciate that. But we could absolutely use the help with the channel, as we have been demonetized on most of the stuff we're doing. When you say biker gang, motorcycle club, or anything like that, boom, they beat you up. And so consider joining the channel. You just go to the channel, you hit the join button, and it gives you all these levels of membership that you can join. And you can join my memberships as like $29.95 a month, but we have them as low as $2.95 a month as well. So each one gives you graduating stuff, graduating access and all kinds of stuff. So, but hey, if you just want to help the channel, $2.95 a month, man, come on and join us. Look, I'll be right back in 1 minute and 7 seconds after this brief introduction, and we'll get on with the show with my co-hosts, the amazing Lavish T. Williams and Dr. Logic. All right, back in a minute.
Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Get yourself educated by his books, then you'll learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol. A lot of phonies popped up when this YouTube Biker News craze came about, but the man on this channel is the first to do it and the only one that never sold out. His name is Black Dragon. Started in the Indian hit the ski, revving Uncle Sam. They traded that uniform for the best from the Mighty Black Sabbath. Not the band, I'm talking about the Mighty Black Sabbath MC. Where he paid his dues and he earned his stripes. Prospect all the way up to national peace. All the copycat creators and the content stealers and haters, there have been many, but there's only one larger than life. Black Biker with the cowboy hat, the nose confluence as Kid Kenny. Black Dragon Biker News. He's on YouTube. Black Dragon Biker News. Just self-educated by his books and you learn how to move. Black Dragon Biker News. He covers it all. So click on the screen, hit subscribe and get updated Biker News with MC Protocol.
All righty then. Okay, had to switch out my shirt, man. Here we have our co-host, the magnanimous Lavish T. Williams, and what's up with you, man? And of course, we have Doctor. We're the only biker news channel with our own doctor on staff. Wanna just make sure that everybody knows we have a doctor. Logic. Keep it logical. What's up, sir? How are you? What's up, Lavish? How are you?
Man, get in
What's
there.
up, man? I'm cool. I'm fine, man. Chilling.
I had to change my shirt. It was looking crazy, man. But I still have yet another Major Hog League shirt on. So there we go. Let's see. Let's get well, first of all, you guys doing good? You guys having a great day today? Everything cool?
Yeah, everything is humid.
Now, I'm still babying this swollen face here, but I'm all right.
You do look like, a
Oh, my
chipmunk. You got all your 4 wisdom teeth taken out day before yesterday.
Yes. And they said the swelling was going to get worse before it get better. Said about 2 more days, and that's today. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on ground tomorrow. So hopefully
you
the wind-
riding? You riding somewhere tomorrow?
Of course, man. I'm a biker, man. Yeah.
Well, Lavish is a
Got
biker. He doesn't always ride everywhere.
Had that I mean, it depends on what I'm doing.
Yeah, I mean, Lavish hadn't been on a motorcycle in a while.
Yeah. Little as just 3 days ago.
Hmm.
I'll be in Ohio tonight.
That's
On my bike.
but my bike is pretty much my only mode of transportation.
Oh, okay. I ride hard too. Yeah, I believe in that. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do to the phone? All right, here we go. We're gonna
Acceleration,
Huh?
to make that thing take off.
I knew. I already knew something was gonna happen. So I was trying to move really quick. All right, so here we go. We've been looking for updates coming out of the Forest Park thing. This is here local in Atlanta, so this is a big thing. As we know, the biker set here has been quite chilly. And I'm just finding it interesting that a lot of things going on. Looking at this press release from a few days ago, I wanted to talk briefly about what these guys ain't saying. And it was interesting. Somebody brought up in my comments and sent me an email message. Some of the people that watch are not really familiar with bike clubs and how things work. And some of the people are like concerned over things and wonder how things can be said. So let's look at this for a minute. We got about a 5 or 6 minute video here. Let's go.
I'm here to talk to you all about the incident that occurred on yesterday at about 5 o'clock on First Street. Officers responded and upon officers' arrival, they found 2 victims who had succumbed to their injuries from gunshot wounds. Through our investigation, we also determined that 2 other individuals were transported to local area hospitals with gunshot injuries as well. They are critical and being
Do you hear that noise in the background?
We can't really hear him.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Let's see. I think I have it in a different place. Let's try it here. Yeah, I think this might be better.
You might have to turn your input up on that one.
Yeah, this is bad.
were transported to local area hospitals with gunshot injuries as well. They are critical and being currently treated. Families support for yesterday's incident to justice.
Can you hear? Hold on, maybe. Let me kill this for a minute. I'm killing your mic. We're getting your background noise.
I will answer any questions that you all may have.
Here we go.
Did the shooting actually take
Can you hear it better now?
A little better.
outside the gate or inside the property?
Inside the property,
It was inside the property.
yes.
Any idea, were there two factions shooting at each other? Is that what happened?
We don't know as of yet.
So actually, they do know. They do know who the two factions are. that were shooting at each other. They probably knew at that time, but they're not putting that out. I think that's interesting that they haven't put that out to any of the press yet. And maybe that's because the investigation, or they're trying to protect the investigation, or trying to move forward in the investigation. But they do know who the two quote unquote factions are. That they do know it's two motorcycle clubs. They do know it's two 1% motorcycle clubs, and they very, very much know what's going on. So a lot of times people think if they're not talking about it, it's like an ostrich with their head in the in the sand. If I don't hear it, it ain't going on. They definitely know what's going
that
on.
there was a verbal altercation, and that's all I can speak of as it relates to what transpired during the altercation.
So it's interesting. He says that's all I can speak of. So that they definitely know a little bit more.
We're still canvassing the area for surveillance.
So you understand that there was also, this isn't the first party or large gathering that's taken place at this particular location. Have you guys been called there before for other incidents, or has it remained peaceful, or what does that look like?
This is the first time that we've been out to the location as it relates to this incident. This incident, the incident location is a location that does not have a business license, so they should not be operating at all. And that's something that we're looking into as well.
So when we talk about motorcycle clubs, a lot of motorcycle clubs don't have business licenses. The question is, do you necessarily need a business license to have a motorcycle club in an area, especially if you're not conducting business in terms of business with the outside world? Yeah, you can have private clubs, and there is definitely a way that you can have a private club in Atlanta. Are you following the rules to have that private club is a whole different situation. But there are private clubs in Atlanta, and maybe that clubhouse was set up as such, where you're not doing business with the public. You're actually handling things in a private situation. I don't know that you have to have a business license to have a clubhouse set up where a bunch of people come and congregate and hang out, especially if they're all just in your motorcycle club. So we have seen this happen. There was a motorcycle club down in Atlanta for many, many years. They were called the Dirty South Slab Riders. They were really, really great. But we hung out there for years. And one of the things that happened to them was they got raided one time, and all of these things were alleged against them. They wound up winning that case, although the clubhouse never came back. But the guy that was running that clubhouse, the president, actually happened to be a police officer as well. And I believe he lost his job and all kinds of things, which all of that stuff was turned over. He won that case. So the idea, that it could be a club, it could be a private club, not necessarily doing business with the public. Those are really sticky things. The best thing you can do is get your licenses, your liquor licenses and things like that. But those are some of the things that go on.
Club from neighbors, that's what they're calling that location, a motorcycle club. So there is no business paperwork. There should be no operation there.
There is no business permits.
But if you're not conducting business with the outside, do you need those permits? That would be an interesting question to know.
But that is a business, though. It's a business.
Logic, I can't hear you if you're talking.
It's a mechanic.
I was just agreeing with you.
You definitely need that occupancy permit.
Yeah, you definitely do need the occupancy permit. That is something that you do need, a certificate of occupancy.
People that don't know the difference between a business license and an occupancy permit. A business license is of some type of business, whereas an occupancy license is saying, hey, we are in this building, we are occupying this building, we are utilizing this building for doesn't necessarily mean you're running the business.
I'm glad you pointed that out, Lavish, because a certificate of occupancy, I guess, seems to be needed in every place. Detroit up there where you are, and Atlanta down here where we are. So that is definitely one thing you probably do need.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know what goes on inside of the actual building. We do know that it was yesterday was a gathering for local motorcycle clubs to come over and have a good time. But unfortunately, that good time turned into disaster.
Do we know the motorcycle clubs that were there, have the victims been identified yet?
Victims have been identified, and we're still processing all of the information as it relates to what motorcycle clubs were there.
They haven't had a license since 2023.
That is correct.
So what would they be cited for?
Operating a business without a license.
And is there an order for them to cease and desist?
Yes, sir. Mr. Clark, our city manager, has gotten our code enforcement involved to ensure that that business does not open up again.
So let's talk about that for a minute. There is definitely, this is the fallout
Mhm.
to not having your correct paperwork and then inviting people to, when you invite people to your club, your clubhouse, it is a huge liability. That is, you just really have to hope people are on their best behavior if you don't have everything in order. And some of the things in order to think about is, do you have your general liability insurance? If you got somebody on your property and they fall and they twist their ankle, that can lead to all kinds of headaches for you. But one thing we do see, and this happens a lot of time, and this has happened to me, it happened to my clubhouse in Arizona. One person shows up and shoots up your clubhouse, and God help you if someone dies. And that's what happened with us. It's happened to a few Black Sabbath locations, but it happened in Arizona. Somebody got into it in the parking lot, and they weren't even killed in our parking lot. They were, they may have been shot in our parking lot, but they moved. They actually drove to another parking lot or another location where they succumbed. And I'm not sure if they were actually even shot in our parking lot, but it happened. Basically, as far as the news was concerned, it happened at our clubhouse. So that meant doom. The clubhouse was gone. From that second forward, the clubhouse was gone. It was GOWN, gone. So this is the fallout. And
Let me ask a question, Black Dragon. So because in the earlier reports, they had mentioned I guess it's an auto repair shop or something like that. Now, is he saying, or we don't know, but is he saying that the auto repair shop cannot operate? But if the MC, if they was having an MC club there, if an MC was having a clubhouse there, could they still go to the clubhouse because it's not essentially a business?
I think they have two things going on there. I think, and the police chief kind of clarified it a little bit, where he said this is a commercial area.
Mhm.
So I think, and I don't know yet, but I think that some kind of way, unfortunately, the auto repair shop is being caught up in this. Maybe there's two sections of the same warehouse or something like
Right.
that. Or maybe, maybe it's an auto repair shop in the daytime and a motorcycle clubhouse at night. But
Motorcycle club at nighttime. Mhm.
I think that there is there's a and I haven't been over there yet to see, but I think there's a auto repair shop there, and maybe they don't have a business license either. But I think there's an auto repair shop there, and it's the only thing with a name that's up or something, and unfortunately maybe getting pulled into this. I will be digging around to find out. I will be digging around to find out. Rock Broadway says it the strongest here. The biggest thing about the licenses and stuff is the government wants their cut. And so
Mhm.
when you operate without a business license or even a certificate of occupancy, the government's not getting their cut. And that's one of the reasons your clubhouse gets shut down so far. That's why code enforcement comes running in. But you can run private clubs, but there's some things to them. Like and we probably need to do a video on how to run a private club. There's some things to it. Like you can't let the open public in. Everybody's got to have a
Membership card.
membership card and all that kind of stuff. And there's a few things to it. but I have seen these things happen before, where the police department comes on and says, "Oh, this is not a business," and blah 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 blah. And at the end of the day, people produce their paperwork that this is a private club, but they never come back on the news and say, "Oh yeah, those guys are good now." So you only ever hear this side of it. But I've seen it happen both ways. You got to have your stuff together. Lissa Lay, thank you so much, Lissa, for putting Logic's YouTube channel up there.
Yes, I just saw that. Thank you.
Yeah, she's one of our admins. So when she's on, the channel actually gets handled properly. What's the background on the officers on the press conference? Huh?
And she's a Michigander.
And she's a Michigan. Is that how y'all say it? Michigander?
Michigander. That's the first time I've heard that.
Michigander. All right, whatever. She's one of those from Michigan up there. You know, they are always fighting back and forth, her and Lavish, about I don't know, the bridge or some kind of stuff they be talking about.
The UP.
Most clubs work on donation only, but I keep telling people all the time that don't think for a minute that the government ain't on that kind of thing. So Hardwired 1%er points out a good thing. Like, a lot of times in the clubhouses, they won't exchange money. You guys have seen this. They won't exchange money. You buy tickets instead, and you give donations instead.
You got
of
a
money.
donation jar in some clubhouses,
and all those things. And those are like cute ways to get around the law of what really has to happen. The problem is all of that shit goes out the window when you get a shooting at the clubhouse or something like that. Then all of those little things you were doing,
they're gonna talk about they got illegal liquor sales. They got this. You got the health department over here. They selling food, all that kind of stuff, man.
Well, let me ask you a question. But Lavish, so can you get charged with illegal liquor sale if you're not actually selling it? You're just taking donations.
I don't know, because I never had to, go into that, anything of that nature. I try to stay far away from.
Oh,
so you can be charged with anything, especially if you're not doing things right. And so this doesn't happen. This doesn't come up as an issue most of the time because most of the clubs don't have shootings at it. But I promise you, if someone gets shot at your club and they die, or even if they get shot, or I remember the club Rasputin's in San Diego, California, back in my submarine Navy days, when they had somebody wasn't let in the front door of the club, so they went around the back and shot through the windows, not realizing, they maybe thought they were shooting in the back of the place, not realizing those were plate glass windows, not walls. So they got mad and shot through the back, killed a 15-year-old girl inside the club.
My gosh.
Yeah, so the minute you get an underage person shot and dies in your motorcycle club,
that takes everything down.
Nah, that's everything.
You're done. It's D-O-N-E, done. G-O-W-N, gone. That's just how it is. And so this is why it is against motorcycle club protocol to bring your shit to somebody else's clubhouse. It's against MC protocol. We have the book MC Protocol 101, and it doesn't matter who you are or what side you're on, or whether you're a 1%er or a 99%er. If you're taking your mess to somebody else's clubhouse, you're wrong. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't be doing that. Mm-hmm. And it destroys it for those people that worked so. You know what? In Atlanta, a motorcycle clubhouse is probably about $1,500 a month at the very small end. You're not going to get something in Metro Atlanta for less than that. It's more like $2,500, $3,000 a month. But you're looking at $1,500 a month at least. You're looking at a $900 a month light bill. You're looking at water bill, $200-$300 a month, and
controversial new bill.
And you've got all these people that are putting their money together and sacrificing. And in a motorcycle club, that it's really going to be down to 2 or 3 people making these payments.
Mm.
Because you got 23 people in the motorcycle club. 8 of them ain't working. 3 of them have something going on. Somebody's got to buy something for their daughter. Somebody can't pay dues this month. I don't get paid till next week. But the bills keep coming. So you got like 5 or 6 people paying the whole damn thing and trying to get everybody else to pay up and all that stuff. So they need they need things to be working.
So the dues are not doing it.
I tell all motorcycle clubs, if you're gonna get a clubhouse, if your dues can't make the payment, don't get the clubhouse.
Yeah, because you see a lot of people, they start off, they get a clubhouse. 8 months later, they about to lose the clubhouse. A year later, they have a clubhouse.
I heard some people say around here when they be talking about clubhouse, they said as soon as some clubs, as soon as they get a clubhouse, you can hang it up about them riding because they got to support the clubhouse.
I remember the Buffalo Soldiers at Atlanta. One day I said to the guy, I said, "Hey man, why don't you guys have a clubhouse?" He said, "Because that would be the end of our riding days, and we're a riding club." Yeah. The Black Sabbath in San Diego for the longest time. One of the reasons that the father of the Black Sabbath wanted me to get a national club started, but one of the biggest things he wanted me to do when I started a national club was he said, I'm tired of having a liquor store club. And I said, "What is a liquor store club?" And the father said, "A liquor store club is a club that only rides down to the liquor store and then back to the clubhouse." Why? Because we got to keep the clubhouse open. So one of the tenets that he wanted to ensure in having a national club is that the club be known for riding hard. And he didn't give a damn about clubhouses because because of our long relationship with the 4280 Market Street, where we were for like 40 years. And keeping that clubhouse open a lot of times means your guys are stuck at the clubhouse because the clubhouse costs more, especially when we saw rents rise in the San Diego area. Like, a clubhouse when they got started might have been $160 a month. By 1995, it was like almost $2,000 a month. So it was crazy. So yeah, you get that. You get that clubhouse, as Lavish points out, and a lot of times that's the end of the riding days. So
is it because Lavish, y'all have a clubhouse? Am I right? Okay.
Yeah.
So is it more important to have your own building, or to just like lease out a back room or a garage and maybe like this facility they had a auto parts shop? Does that help with the rent, or is it better?
Man, you know what? I can't say, man, because when I joined the club, we already owned the club.
Okay.
They done had a clubhouse, for many, many years, 20 plus years or longer before I even joined the club. So most of the clubs, especially, the older clubs, they all had clubhouses where they hung out at, partied, worked on their motorcycles at. So I'm not sure what it's like to be in a club that doesn't have a clubhouse. And most of the older clubs, they own their clubhouses, so it wasn't renting. It's not like some of the clubs are nowadays where, property is high as hell, so they can't really just go out here and buy a clubhouse. So they are leasing storefront places and industrial places for a clubhouse. So I don't know, man. Only thing I can say is that we're responsible for taxes and utilities, man. Man.
Taxes and insurance.
Yeah.
And electric and water. It's like a house. Yeah.
So
we had these parties. We had these parties and these parties and the dues, to make sure that we can carry carry over the bills, month to month.
So I will tell you that owning your own clubhouse is the best. It's always the best. And I'll tell you why. We owned the 4280 Market Street location in San Diego. We rented there for 35 years. Those guys could have bought that clubhouse at any time. We rented there for 35, 40 years. And what happens is you will see things like maybe the person that you were renting from dies 35 years later, and the family comes in, and your rent quadruples and stuff like that. You don't have any control when you don't own, and so renting a clubhouse for decades and decades is the dumbest ass thing anybody could do. But a lot of times you get people that want to be a club, they want to play club, they don't want to handle business. And handling business is owning your own shit. You got to own your own shit, because God blesses the child that has its own. And if you don't own, you're renting forever. We could have bought 20 buildings in 35 years, 40 years of renting.
So here's a question, Black Dragon, and this is something I asked a former president here in Dallas about his clubhouse, because he had made a comment about his clubhouse when they closed theirs down. So if you bought the building, Black Sabbath bought the building, does Black Sabbath have to be now a business, so that building is not under Black Dragon's name, it's under Black Sabbath's name?
Yeah, you have to have your corporation or whatever you're gonna do.
Yeah, your LLC, your business.
LLC. Yeah, you got to
or
have your shit
whatnot.
together. Go ahead, Lavish. Go ahead, Lavish.
Yeah, no, you just your LLC, your name, whatever the company name is. I mean, I know some clubhouses it causes problems down the road, but the clubs are in a person's name.
Yes, exactly.
I've seen people where you might have a guy who has a clubhouse, who has a building, and turns that building into a clubhouse. It's a lot of different ways, man, to go about it, but most clubhouses got it in just the club's name.
That's the only way to do it. In the Black Sabbath, we see all these things I can tell you about. I've lived. Okay, I've lived these things as a national president. The Black Sabbath, we had a clubhouse that was bought by several people in one of our cities, in our Wichita, Kansas City. And so what happened was over the years, some kind of way it got into one person's name. And nobody really knows how that happens. It was actually a regular house. It was a house. Well, the person and the wife fell out. She was upset because of many years of infidelity, that sort of thing. So the person dies, and the wife retains the house.
Wow, the clubhouse.
The clubhouse. And so the next thing is our ass is out the clubhouse now, and a new motorcycle club is in.
Wow.
With the new dude she was with. And we lost the whole damn clubhouse because of that. That gone. GOWN. Gone. So no, clubhouses and other people's names is not the answer. You can ask me all this stuff. I've seen it. I've written about it in my books. To tell people how not to I can tell you, a lot of people say, hey, Black Dragon, who died and made you God or whatever? Look, bro, I can tell you what not to do. More than I can sometimes tell you what to do. So we have seen many of those things come to fruition. And no, you don't want the club. Hey, we saw it down in one of our chapters here in Georgia, where the guy owned the clubhouse, and they fell out. They fell out with him. For some reason, they fell out with the club brother, and didn't want to pay him what they said they were going to pay him, and this, that, and the other. And old boy took his club and sold the club right out from underneath the clubhouse. Gone.
I done seen that happen where, guys, same situation, and they say, man, the hell with y'all, man. This is my club. I own the building. I'm selling it.
Yeah, this happens. Oh, so getting back to the story here, let's see.
I saw a statement that you said that there isn't anything. We got somebody who shot a couple of people and wounded some others, and they're out there.
All right, let me go back to that because the volume is low.
Our code enforcement involved to ensure that that business does not open up again.
I saw a statement that you said that there isn't any danger to the public. Why do you say that? Because we got somebody who's obviously shot a couple of people and wounded some others, and they're out there still.
Yes, sir. We are very close on bringing those that are responsible for this crime to justice.
So what he's not saying there, how do you know, how can you say that there is no danger to the community? How can you say that? And that was a good question. People have asked that. So what he knows is he knows that this is between two motorcycle clubs. So it's not like you got a wild man out there shooting up civilians. This is between two motorcycle clubs, and neither motorcycle club is from Forest Park. So he can tell his Forest Park people pretty much, no, that won't be coming back here, because the clubhouse that it happened at, first of all, doesn't really throw a whole lot of functions and they're not going to be throwing any more functions at all if he has anything to do with it, and code enforcement and those folks. So they're not there. They're not from that city. And they say this several times through the press conference. These are folks that have come inside of our city and brought crime here. So he's reassuring that it's his folks that this ain't going to happen. We know who they are. And if you heard earlier, when he hasn't named any clubs that were there, they were asking him about, well, what clubs were there? Well, we haven't got an assessment on that, but we have the technology and we're trying to find out. So that you need to know that every camera for 20 miles that track people coming in and track people going out, those are the cameras that they're checking. They're looking at license plates. They're looking at colors. They know very damn well who was there. And who was a part of it. They saw you if you were racing out of there at 100 miles an hour. You passed a gas station. They just line all this stuff up, and eventually they know what they need to know. Also, a lot of people scattered, but a lot of people stayed, and some people are angry, some people are mad, some people are fed up. So it's not like they have a lack of information. They definitely people are speaking to them. They know what the hell's going on here. So that's why he can say, no, there's not a threat to the public, even though somebody has shot a couple people or some folks have shot some folks and they're running around free. It's not like you have a killer in the neighborhood, a son of Sam or something going on. So it might seem a little ludicrous that he would say, oh, yeah, we haven't caught anybody and we don't have any suspects, but there's no danger to the public. They know a lot about what's going on here. So that's what's going on with that. Hardwire 1%er points out, make the LLC a nonprofit on the books and the club pays the business rent on the building, helps account for the money and insulates the building from the club should there be trouble. Absolutely. If there's an LLC and you're a nonprofit, et cetera, it does insulate your building and helps to protect you from losing the building if you do have trouble. Our folks know so much on here, man. We just love our folks.
Very close in a matter of hours, very close in a couple of days. What does it look like?
I can't give you a time frame. As you all would know, that investigations take time, and we want to make sure we dot every I and cross every T.
Usually when you see this type of gang violence with motorcycles, there's some retaliation. Are you concerned about that? Because they retaliate because you took one of theirs, we'll go back and take one of yours.
So the press seems to know a little bit more than they're saying right here too, because they're talking about retaliation and
trying to pull it out of the chief.
Yeah, he's trying to make
they're baiting him.
He's trying to make the chief commit to saying something.
Yeah.
And the chief does not play with him.
Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I can tell you that the city of Forest Park, this is not violence that typically occurs. And
you're not 100% sure, probably 98.99% sure. So what he's saying is, what he's not saying is that, once again, we know who these players are, and they're not here in Forest Park. He's trying to say that. He says it's not typically violence that happens in Forest Park. No, because they're not here. They're not operating here.
Forest Park. So I don't necessarily believe that any type of retaliation will occur inside of our city.
Can you talk about that?
Inside of our city. So yeah.
It might happen down the road, but it's not going to happen here.
15 blocks from here, but not here inside of our city.
You're right.
We won't condone it. Crime is down over 50% over the last few years here in the city of Forest Park. And that area in which it occurred is a typically quiet neighborhood. And so that type of behavior will not be tolerated in the city. And more times than not, is people or individuals coming into our city to commit crime. And so we won't tolerate it.
Can you share the nature of the conversation that you had with the business, unlicensed business owner, as to what was going on?
So no, they're not going to share any information.
Well, I can't go into the conversation because that is a part of the investigation as well. But we are taking the necessary action as it relates to their business and operating.
And can you clear some up, Chief?
Yes, sir.
Initially, there was, I think it was 2 people dead, 1 person wounded, 2 people taken to the hospital. Now you just mentioned 2. So is there?
It's a total of 4.
It's only 4.
Yes, and the confusion came because when one arrived at the hospital, shortly before that, another one arrived. And so we thought originally that they were all a part of the original.
So originally we reported 5 people shot. So now we know there were only 4 people shot. And they cleared that up a few days ago, but we wanted to make sure to get that
Through our
out.
investigation, we determined that the first person that was there was not involved.
Obviously, the people who gathered for the party are your witnesses. Have you been able to locate folks? Has that been a challenge at all?
It has been a challenge because we're looking at about 150 to 200 people there. So it's probably going to be very difficult to identify all 200 individuals, but we got a technology around the city that will help us do.
Technology around the city.
Some cameras. Some cameras.
Technology around the city. So
Yeah.
it's just a matter of man hours.
You're on mute, Lavish. Can't hear you.
I said technology, man. And technology is a bad doer.
Yeah, he is. And he's around the city. He's technology around the city, is he?
Well, we have had some people stick around, but we are also looking for those.
So we have had some people stick around. So some people stuck around and have given them the story. So we've had some people stick around. There it goes, right there.
Individuals that are there as well.
Are you releasing the names of the victims or at least the ages?
I can release the ages of the victims and the names.
Well, he only had the age of one victim who is 25 years old.
Our first decedent is Anthony Hearns, and our second decedent is Isaiah Mack.
How old was her?
I don't mind. Anthony is Anthony, Hearns, Hearns, and Isaiah is Isiah. Last name is Mack, Mack.
Do you have their ages?
I do, but I'll give you that after the.
Residents of the community?
No.
Where were they from?
One is from Philadelphia, and I'm not 100% sure where the other individual is from.
Is that Isaiah was from Philly?
No, Mr. Hearns.
From what I understand, Isaiah is 25 years old. I mean, he just was shot and
He just
killed
told you he wasn't going to tell you that.
at that party.
Yeah, but he's a news guy. He knows how
Right.
people are, and he knows what's going on. He's trying to get it out of the sheriff.
Talk to me about that. I mean, that's horrible to see.
One would imagine that it is horrible to see. To go into the actual details of what transpired leading up to the events, I can't do so at this time because it is a very active investigation.
I want to make sure you're okay. Could have swore I heard you say you were give out ages and not names.
I'll get you the ages. I don't have them here in front of me at the moment.
Well, I mean, the 2 you just gave us, I thought it was just going to be ages and not names.
Oh yeah, the next of kin has been notified as it relates to it.
I just want to make sure. I want to make sure we're not running with something you don't want us to do.
Any other questions?
But they got some nice news guys. I just want to make sure we're not running with something that you don't want us to run with. Those are some nice news guys.
These motorcycle clubs, are they legitimate clubs? Is there some criminal elements to these clubs? Do we know?
I don't necessarily know if they're legitimate or not, and I can't speak on the criminal element of it.
Well, he won't speak on it. He knows exactly what's going on. Now, when we talk about legitimate motorcycle clubs, I don't know what they mean by legitimate in terms of, do they mean business licenses or what? But in terms of being legitimate as far as the community is concerned, every motorcycle club that participates in that group of activities is legitimate in terms of they've all been blessed, they've all been certified, and so they're legitimate as far as Atlanta motorcycle clubs are concerned, such as the COC and the councils and all that kind of stuff. They're legitimate in that respect. So all motorcycle clubs that would participate in that would be legitimate, or they would be turned away. Now, do they all have business licenses and things like that? Who knows? But legitimate is, they're all legitimate, and most of them, 99% of them would be 99% motorcycle clubs. So not only are most of the clubs there legitimate, but most of the clubs there are not 1% motorcycle clubs, and so there's no stereotype to draw against that. That was not like a whole damn thing of biker gangs there or anything like that. Those are all legitimate clubs, and most of them, 99% of those clubs there, would not have any kind of beef with the police or anything like that, which is one of the reasons that they were able to meet over there and never really have a problem, because those motorcycle clubs that go to things like that don't have problems with the police. And in this situation, it was a couple of other clubs that brought the problems there, and which is quite unfortunate, because now they've lost their place to party, they've lost their clubhouse potentially, and there may be some potential financial or lawsuits or anything like that could happen, but it had nothing to do with the people that were throwing the event or most of the people that attended the event. So that's the whole bullshit and irony part of the story. But that is what happened. So anyway, that's it for that story. And we just wanted to take a look at
Thank you.
in that instance what the police are not telling us, or what they haven't said, but compare that to what people may or may not know. So anything from you, Logic, on that?
No, I asked all my questions about that. I'm saying one thing that we all in the public, we all want to hear everything from the news, but when they are, and we have to understand that when they are in investigation and when they're trying to prevent further violence, they're not going to tell you everything,
right?
Because they know that once the rest of the media gets a hold of it, they gotta exasperate everything. They gotta say, "Oh, y'all, these guys been this." They gotta start going back in history and bring things to the forefront that has nothing to do with the incident. So it's at times it's good. It's like, nah, we know who it is. We're handling it. So
there'll be a point where they tell it all, and as they start to release more information, so will we. I will tell you this. This situation has an opportunity to become a multi-state and multi-motorcycle club incident that could have wings that could be as bad as the 1970s. So everybody is kind of tiptoeing and hoping that cooler temperatures prevail. But there has been a loss of life, and because there's been a loss of life, emotion. And there's been more pain on one side than there is on the other. There's absolutely some flared temperatures and flared people, but there's also some people that are pushing for calm on those things. So as I said yesterday in my coverage yesterday, there are folks working on this to try to put this to bed. Hopefully they'll be successful. I wanted to take a minute to cut over here to this YouTube video that I saw where this teacher has to fight a student over a damn telephone. This is crazy. This is not a YouTube video. This is a reel on Facebook. I've seen this on X as well. Have you seen this one?
I haven't seen it.
I ain't seen it.
All right, let's take a second to look at this for a second.
That's my shit. Why does the rules not apply to everybody else? That's my phone. No, you did not keep nobody else's phone. And you still give me my shit. Don't touch me.
Did she just say, "Give me my shit" to a teacher?
That's what she said.
I never have spoken to a teacher that way in my whole years of being taught. She just told a teacher, "Give me my shit." I I'm blown away. And then she walked up on the teacher, and the teacher says, "Don't touch me." This is crazy.
That's not my mom. Don't touch me. Girl, don't touch me.
The teacher's young too. The teacher's young. Yeah.
Look at the buns. Look at them buns.
Got her goodies
Look
all
at them
over.
buns.
We must comment on the buns on the teacher. Yeah, she's holding a package there.
She's in a good position.
She's,
Oh my God.
I was going to say a difficult position, but yeah, she's holding. Reverend,
I have mixed feelings on the whole fighting into I don't want to keep looking at
Let's
her.
watch the whole video.
Yeah, well, I just thought we'd stay here for a minute, but
No.
Reverend has asked us to move on. So
Somebody get a fucking teacher.
She almost
Get a fucking teacher. Get a fucking teacher. Get a fucking teacher. Get a teacher. Get a teacher. Somebody get a teacher.
this is crazy.
I don't give a fuck. Get out. Get a teacher. Get a teacher.
Yeah, that's too much.
Get a teacher.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Get a teacher. Y'all go sit here and watch. Get a teacher. What is wrong with y'all? Get a teacher. Get this bitch.
Woo, man, that was crazy. Okay, Dr. Logic,
Okay.
sir.
My mixed feelings. Now I'm, I don't know the age of Lavish, and I know how old you are. Black Dragon come from a time where, when we grew up, there was, and I know the current president is trying to bring capital punishment back into the schools. We grew up when there was
Corporal punishment.
I say capital corporal punishment back into the schools. Anyway, we grew up with that, but there's two things. Our teachers would jack you up, but they wouldn't go that far unless because we had gangs in our schools. We had bats, chains, knives, and everything in our lockers. And our teachers wouldn't go that far because, first of all, we had big teachers, and our teachers put fear in us that I ain't gonna I have a teacher named Omo. Omo would jack. I seen him jack people up, and I wouldn't jump up on him. But what this teacher did, once she subdued the girl, she didn't have to continue to go that far and punch her while she was on the ground. And then
She punched her until she stopped moving. And when she
and then
stopped,
she held her face to the ground.
Yeah, well, I'm not letting you get up.
Girl is gonna know not to fuck around and find out no more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the teacher should have beat the
Well, see, and that's another thing. That's the duality of this. My kids, they're grown now, but my kids wouldn't buck up to a teacher to force a teacher into that position.
No, because you get killed when you got home. My mom would. Woo! I can't even see it, man. My Uncle JP would have knocked my ass into next Easter somewhere. My daughter's a high school teacher, and she says female students fight more than the males. In fact, she says the males hardly ever fight, but the females fight every day. Dang. Says Soul Brother.
Man, when you look at the social media clips and everything, the teachers, man, they dealing with a lot more stuff than what the teachers were when I was going to school. You hardly ever, you would have a fight. A teacher might have a fight with a student, and that was like every now and again, man. And that comes from like breaking up a fight. But we were kind of scared of our teachers, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing none of that kind of stuff, man.
Exactly.
And, the teachers were built a little different. We had to deal with our parents and stuff, man. Like the way that the teachers is talking now. The students is talking now and stepping up to these teachers, man. We wasn't doing that kind of stuff.
No.
And
we were trained because we were getting paddled in elementary school. So by the time you got to junior high and high school, you wasn't just running up on a teacher. Very, very, very few was just running up on a teacher. you know.
And I mean, even the teachers, and I'm not saying like, you know, it was this or it was that, but even when the teachers did have some type of conflict, the teachers wasn't knocking out students either.
Right.
I mean, granted, you might get a student. I mean, you might get a teacher, because I've seen it, and this was in high school. This is in high school. This is when our guys were, you know, students. We were feeling ourselves. We thought we were growing. And then you had the sports players, man. Like the school I went to, man, I went to a school for bad kids, right? So we had some kids that was still in high school at 18, 19, and 20. You know, so they had adult strength, man. They were, you know, I was the little guy, man. And to see these guys, man, it was like, man, I'm only here because my mama made me go. And they wasn't fucking around, man. And they didn't even, you know, mess with the teachers like that, man. You might get a student, man, that get hemmed up by a teacher, sat down and told, hey, man, you know, cool yourself down. That was about it, man.
Our teachers, but on junior high, we didn't have nothing like that in too much in high school, but in junior high, because we had our gangs, our teachers come outside and fight was when we had school fights, city fights like that. Our teachers get us outside and get down with us. And
no, our teachers was getting down with breaking everything up, man. That's what they were doing.
I didn't go to schools.
The respect level was so high that when the teacher or the coach would break up a fight, you didn't try to strike them.
No.
You know,
No.
all right, Mr. Green. All right, Mr. Smith. All right, you know, all right.
Yeah. Our teachers.
Yeah, we didn't have any gang fights in my school. We didn't have that. I'm glad, because I don't even know how to deal with that.
We was getting shot at and playing with guns when I was in high school.
Yeah, we didn't. It wasn't guns. They didn't start shooting things up until after I graduated and got out of there.
We didn't. There was one shooting at a high school when I was growing up. During busing, some guy shot a kid in the elbow. It bounced off his elbow and hit another kid in the head and killed him. It was crazy. But that wasn't even at my school.
That's true, Howard Wire. I like that. What you got on the screen?
We removed all punishment from schools, removed parents' ability to really punish their kids at home. And people wonder why there is a whole generation that are clueless and have no respect. I don't wonder why.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that, man.
Yeah,
I gotta agree with that. My son just told his mom, well, if you hit me, that'd be child abuse. Yeah, for that.
Did you go knock him out?
No, I was on the phone. I was on the FaceTime while she was in the car. And you know, these kids, man, they got the slick shit, man, real down pack, man. And it's like, you know, nothing bothers them, man.
This guy called out one of my high schools that I went to, Chatsworth High, LA Porn Valley. It wasn't Porn Valley then.
Porn Valley?
Well, that's where they make all the porn films. Chatsworth, Van Nuys, especially Van Nuys, Reseda Hills. Those became the porn capitals for a while. Out there in Chatsworth is where your boy was. What's his name? Charles Manson and stuff. Out there on some ranches up in the hills in
Helter Skelter.
Yeah, Helter Skelter. I grew up in that area. Public schools and prison systems, same gang, says Viracid. That is kind of true. So I just thought that was crazy, man. I thought that was crazy to watch that teacher. Now she was looking good. Somebody said she didn't have any panties on. I think she had panties on. She was just.
I'm just curious, man. At the end, man, like why was she even at school dressed like that? I mean, like as a parent, you know.
How was she dressed?
No, I think she was young. I mean, she might have been in her 20s.
I mean, whatever these might be, man, she don't have shit up under her thing. I mean.
No, she had panties on.
But she had ass cheeks hanging. I just feel like no matter what you say, as a parent in a high school, middle school, certain things it's just not.
No, you can't.
Well,
say that.
Well, Lavish, then you would fall into the category because there was another report about a well-built teacher that they wanted to put out the school because she's well built and the pantsuit she wore was tight. and they said that was inappropriate. Well, a
I'm
woman
only
can't.
I'm only speaking to one her
This
bit
one.
down and
Oh, okay.
her ass showing.
Well, now hold on a minute. She did not come to school with her ass showing. If you look at this video right here, she is
That dress is down to her knees.
dresses down to her knees. Her ass wasn't showing.
Go back, because maybe I didn't catch that. Maybe
Yeah,
I didn't.
see, the skirt is all the way down to her
Remember,
knees.
Her skirt's down to her knees. She just got a big rump.
And then when they fell out, it just
Now
rolled up.
she don't even have heels on. She got tennis shoes on. Now
it rolls up.
Yeah, now we get to see
Okay. All right.
package.
I can retract my statement on that.
Yeah,
I can
and
retract my
it's
statement.
quite clear. Nobody comes to work expecting to be in this position.
No, they don't.
This is not the expectation of the job right now.
I have a problem being behind that though.
Yeah, I wouldn't be breaking this up yet.
The proper thing somebody should have went up there and pulled.
We're not trying to do the proper thing, Reverend.
Huh?
We're not trying to do the proper thing right now. We're not. We're trying to be as unproper as we properly can be.
Right.
So, you don't have to turn away from the screen.
Oh, no. I'm good.
We'll take it down, man.
No, you good. You good. I was just logging into my other computer.
Ruined right now.
I say it's doo-doo in there, man.
I was nice. I didn't say anything about the little plump one they had up at the press conference. I didn't say nothing about her. Did you see that one on the end in the press conference?
Mm-mm.
You didn't see that one? We didn't even say nothing about her. Let's go back to the press conference.
Oh boy.
This is the wrong one. They had it all closed up on him. Where's the right press conference? Yeah, here we go. Here it is. Here's the right press conference. We didn't say nothing about this one here on the end.
Was nothing to say about her,
Reverend. We always like to call attention to where it needs to be called. Lavish and I. Tell them, Lavish. we didn't say nothing. We're trying to be good on the show.
Oh yeah.
With the Reverend Doctor,
y'all good. Y'all good. I got thick skin
on the show, but
I can't say nothing I haven't heard before or have not said.
We're not looking out. We're looking. Here's one that we looked at, and we're not going to be here much longer because we've already been here an hour, so we might have to cover this tomorrow. But here we have Godspeed You. Black Emperor is a fascinating look at a real Japanese biker gang. We'll look at this tomorrow. But
Monday.
Monday, yeah. But this is really cool. We got a biker gang in Japan from like the 1960s, bro. And they are up to nothing but no good, man. It is a good video where we get to look back at this. So we'll do this Monday. We'll look at these guys Monday. But it's kind of cool. I wonder what's going on here. It's stuck, it seems. But yeah, we'll look at that. Hey, they got the same issues biker gangs have here today. And then also we're going to look Monday at this one. It looks like 29 people were targeted by groups of outlaw motorcycle gangs. So we're going to actually get to see them as they go and arrest these bikers all over Australia, from the Mongols, the Raiders, and other motorcycle clubs. A week-long police operation targeting organized crime groups and outlaw motorcycle gangs has netted 29 arrests. Almost 140 charges have been laid, including 4 alleged drugs and firearm offenses. Some poor bastard was arrested for not storing ammunition properly. What the hell kind of country is that?
And those people, Australia and New Zealand, those jokers over there don't play. I saw a report where this guy was banned from the country.
Well, they're doing that now.
He showed up going back home. They caught him in the airport so he couldn't come back. I was like, God, dog.
Yeah, you don't get. Well, those are what they do to those guys. Like they got a lot of guys that come over to their country from like New Zealand and stuff. They go back and forth, and like they'll be living in Australia for 35 years or something. Like I haven't been to New Zealand since I was 2 years old, and they'll just throw their ass right out the country. Like, no, go back to New Zealand, bro. Well,
no joke.
Can't stay here no more.
And that's all because you're in a particular motorcycle club.
Yeah. Listen, I have friends that have been part of these big clubs, these banditos and Mongols and stuff like that. Fly over to Australia to hang out. They open up their luggage, see that cut, and put their ass on the next thing out. I don't mean the next thing back to Atlanta. I mean the next thing out. You can find your ass in Dubai somewhere with no ticket to get home. And like, hold up, man, I only had enough money to get here and get back. I don't know what to tell you, man. You're going to Dubai. See you. Bye-bye. Out. Otis.
Yeah, that's all bad.
That's all bad. That's all bad. But anyway, yeah, some poor bastard. Look at this. Police allege a semi-automatic rifle with 816 rounds of improperly stored ammunition were seized. We don't have those laws here where you got to store your ammunition right. Yet. We don't have those laws yet. We do have laws in California and other places where you can't have more than 10 rounds in a magazine. Now, that sucks because Georgia, you can walk around with your 100-round clips all day, but not everywhere. So we'll be looking at that Monday, and then we're also going to look at the story from the poor bastard in where was it? India. The guy in India who reported. You guys remember this? We did this about a week and a half ago, where this guy in India got attacked by a bunch of guys on his motorcycle. Him and his buddies riding together. Well, we're going to find out the fallout of that story.
Yeah.
You remember that guy? The guys on the sport bike. Yeah. So we'll find out the fallout of that story. We'll do that all next week. So, hey, man, an hour into the show, it's about time to get the hell out of here. Anything you guys doing? What are y'all doing this weekend? What do we need to report on?
Man, this weekend is the International Ladies Ride. That's going all over, different places. So we'll be bouncing around tomorrow in 2 different states. Tonight I'm going to Ohio and, bouncing around through there and shoot, man, working in between and get things ready for my surgery next week.
So
praying for you.
Dr. Logic had surgery 2 days ago, and you're going to have surgery next week, and you'll be down for 6 weeks or so in terms of your arm.
Yep.
Are you going to be trying to tow cars and stuff and all that, or are you going to rest?
No, I'm going to rest, but I'm going to have my kids working.
Okay. So you're going to drive the truck? You're going to be still riding in the truck, or are the kids old enough to drive the truck?
No, they ain't old enough to drive. I'm going to be driving the truck. Go get out there and hook that car up, man.
Are the boys ready for that?
They've been ready for it since they was 5 years old.
I heard that. So everybody's gonna participate in the eating and getting the
yeah. I want to drive the truck, and they're gonna work the equipment.
Yeah, that's all right, man. I didn't have a father. That is just such a blessing to have Papa teaching you the way to go, man. That's good. Good shout, black man. Good show. Good shout. Proud of you, sir.
Thank you.
Proud of you. I don't know what the hell this is. Somebody must be calling me on. I don't know. Hey, let me call you right back, whoever this is. I don't know why it's ringing in. Oh, whoever that must be calling me on WhatsApp. Yeah, they must be calling me on WhatsApp. I don't know why it's ringing in my computer. That's crazy. Don't call me on WhatsApp, people. I don't ever even answer that. All right. What else?
That's it. We're saying bye. I see y'all.
Anything you doing?
I'm chilling tonight. It's raining now. I'm chilling tonight. Get prepared for tomorrow. Be on ground. Going to do a bike blessing. Well, going to a bike blessing tomorrow, and then Sunday, of course, I'm going out of town to a funeral.
Listen, Reverend, can we do a virtual bike blessing? Have you ever done something like that?
Never done a virtual bike blessing because I like to touch the people.
Yeah, but we got people all over the world.
I don't know. So, touching people might, get those evangelists in trouble.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Where do you touch the people when you?
when I mean touch the people, I mean
people.
being with the people while they're there in front of me.
But you couldn't have like people from all over the world put their hands on the computer and you bless everybody virtually.
I can do that. You don't have to put your hand on
that's
the
how
computer.
God does it. You know,
you don't have to
We
do
don't
that.
wanna-
Put your hands on the computer, but you know.
on the phone, you could put your hand on the phone, and Reverend Logic bless everybody. You put the phone
The spirit
on
is
the
everywhere. It's not on inanimate objects.
You put the phone on the bike.
Yeah, right.
And then we're gonna have a bike blessing. We got our own, the only show with its own doctor.
You do a bike blessing, I'm there. You tell me, me and my see how many of my crew can come. They be busy. They be going out of the country and everything. So
yeah. Okay, we're gonna do a bike blessing. Oh, listen, Discord. We thank you, Ghost Eagle. We have a Discord channel. You guys can find the link to the Discord our Discord channel in the description below. Please come join our Discord, and I'm going to be on the Discord more to talk with folks and all that. What'd you say, Reverend?
I was looking for. Where is it at?
It's in the description.
Okay.
Our Discord channel. So you guys make sure to join our Discord and come hang out with us. I'm going to spend more time on the Discord as well, so people can see me. Lissa runs our Discord and Wolf the Red, and they've been doing it forever. And I just want to thank you all. All right, that's it. Hey, Lavish, be good, man. Good luck. Your surgery's Monday?
Thursday.
All right, man. Well, we'll be talking to you more about it, and hopefully you'll be all right. Ghost Eagle says the Japanese bike clubs are no joke. They have more pride in their family. Wow. Well, we'll be learning about them next week. All right, that's it. Lavish, you have a good one, young man. I appreciate you and all the help on the show as always, man. Thank you so much. And Reverend Logic, we appreciate you, man, with all the love and respect and honor, sir. And thank you so much for coming.
Whatever y'all do out there, everybody, ride hard, ride safe, always ride on faith. Keep it logical. Peace.
Yeah, I need to come up with a B or something of like, keep it Black Dragon.
I think that's a symbol. That's a one of them Greek fraternity symbols.
No, this is a B. That's a B.
Okay.
There's no Greek fraternity with a B. Is there?
I don't know.
Keep it Black Dragon Biker TV. I don't know. But anyway, appreciate you, man.
All right.
Much love, honor, and respect. Be good this weekend. I'm just saying. I need my own symbol, and that's just the way it is. Anyway, I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Hey, please consider getting our channel memberships. Just hit the join button, and we have memberships as small as $2.95 a month. Also, my brand new book, Motorcycle Club Protocol 101. It's got all your answers, or at least most of them, to your motorcycle club protocol questions, traveling safety, how the traveling pin works, how to start a motorcycle club. But we talk a little bit about how to write bylaws in here, how to amend bylaws, how to fix bylaws. We talk about how to behave in other people's motorcycle clubs. We talk about how to solve problems at the table. We talk about club loyalty, manning club standards, all kinds of stuff. We talk about nomads. We talk about every position in a motorcycle club. So if you don't have a job description for the jobs in your motorcycle club, you'll get them here. If you don't know what your job is in a motorcycle club and you are, let us say, the secretary, what should I be doing every day? A lot of times nobody talks about it, but it's right here in Motorcycle Club Protocol 101. All of those things, plus the history of motorcycle clubs and the history of 1%ers, the history of 99%ers, the history of motorcycle clubs, how motorcycles even got to the United States of America, where the motorcycle comes from. It's all here in this book, Motorcycle Club Protocol 101. I'm Black Dragon. That's my 2 cents. Love to hear your 2 cents in the comment section below. Thanks for tuning in, my friends, and get skinny. Prepare yourself to take the helm as president of your mighty motorcycle club by delving into the pages of Black Dragon's newest book, The President's Bible, Chronicle 1, Principles of Motorcycle Club Leadership. There you will learn to advance your skills in applying the 14 scientific principles of leadership similar to those taught to officers in the United States Naval Service. Available in hardcover, paperback, and ebook. Get yours today on Amazon, Kindle, or order it at your local bookstore. Order your autographed copy from blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club president you can be. Get the book.
Get Black Dragon's first book, The Prospects Bible, to learn how to join a motorcycle club. It has been an Amazon #1 bestseller for the past 7 years and is required reading for over 3,000 motorcycle clubs worldwide. This book is a must-have for new people venturing onto the motorcycle club set. It will teach you how to prepare yourself for service to the motorcycle club nation and show you how to qualify a motorcycle club to be worthy of your service. Available on Amazon, Kindle, and for order at your local bookstore. Get your autographed copy at blackdragonsgear.com. Be the best motorcycle club prospect you can be. Get the book.
If you are seeking clarity about issues stemming from problems or crises occurring within your motorcycle club, then set up a consultation with Black Dragon. Black Dragon has over 30 years of experience in the motorcycle club world, having served as a national president of the 50-year-old Black Sabbath MC Nation for nearly 10 years. Black Dragon is a veteran negotiator, skilled in crisis management, conflict resolution, inter-club issues, press conferences, and club reputation management. You can set up an appointment to speak with him by phone at clarity.fm/black-dragon. Get the clarity you deserve to help make your MC the best place it can possibly be.
It's definitely a big issue for you too. But I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute. What's up, Mama Roll? I'm going to talk about the 99s for a minute and what our responsibilities are and what we need to think about. Because if you don't really know what's going on the set, you can find yourself in kind of a precarious predicament if you make the wrong kind of moves or do the wrong kind of things when this kind of stuff goes on. So, once you guys get into a war with one another, what should 99%ers do? Here's 10 things you should know. Thing number 1, stay in your lane. Find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. If you're a president, you want to find a corner and put your motorcycle club in it. What I mean is, the set can be volatile. It can be very dangerous. And when you have that kind of thing going on, this set's not safe. So, as a 99%er motorcycle club, what you want to find is yourself in your business, in your lane, while all of the fancy stuff gets handled on other levels.
Yeah, you heard that, didn't you? On other levels. Tried to tell you suckers, Black Dragon is the man. The Black Dragon is the man. A real OG, bonafide, certified, a true MC. The Biker Boys, the Biker Boys. It's in the house, most definitely. Blow the whistle for Black Dragon, Biker TV. That's right, I said Biker TV. See, one day, young Dragon made his way out the Navy to become a prospect. Some people thought he was crazy, but 5 years later, hard work became a habit. He became the president of the mighty Black Savage Nation. MCs, y'all, respectfully. Black Dragon, Black Savage, MC. That's right, y'all. Give it a thumbs up. Black Dragon's Biker TV at its best. Oh yeah, and don't forget to get his Prospect Bible book. So proud of him. Man, He just don't know. He's a real legend. And y'all know it, and I know it. That's right, Black Dragon. That's right. Glad I met you, my friend. Black Dragon. I'm the Midnight Ghost Rider. Dub V, y'all. Love you, Black Dragon. Peace. And get skinny. Like and share. Goodbye.